Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? Guys, I'm happy to be here with you today. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. Wayne, nice to see you here. I see that you're here. Happy that you're here with me. How are you doing and how is everything going on your end? Let me know. Okay, guys, so I wanted to go ahead today and start and share with you my results, what has been happening with Bellrock Pro until now, because Bellrock Pro is now 1 year old, so I started the service a year ago. And since then, I've been sharing all my trading results, trading trades, live, everything with position size, where do I enter, where do I exit, and so forth. So, since it's been 1 year for now, I decided to go ahead and share with you my trades and also discuss one of the successful trades, which I actually made this month, one of my biggest months so far. So we're going to talk about this too. And feel free to ask me also any questions, or if you have any tickers which you would like to discuss, feel free to share with me those tickers. We can definitely check those out. So first of all, let me open here my website real quick. And by the way, guys, for those of you who are new here, something special is coming. I'm preparing for you guys, especially for the ones who have smaller accounts, a small account course, which is going to cover all the difficulties about small accounts and how to deal with the small accounts. So definitely it's coming soon. I don't want to say a lot, but it's going to be very soon. So if you're interested in that, you will definitely like it, because it is customized for small accounts. Okay, let me open up real quick my website and share with you a couple of things. So for those of you who are new to my channel and also to my journey, I decided today to share with you guys a little bit more, more information about myself. Where did I start? How did I get there? The whole journey, and also this year's journey. This year has been for me very, very challenging. A lot of different things going on in my life. And this has been difficult also for trading. So if you have not a lot of time, sometimes it's really a challenge to make it work. And this is something I want to discuss with you as well. So I guess some of you know me, or the most of you know me. I come from a very poor country, and the country is in Bulgaria, and this is where I grew up. I went from there, migrated to Germany alone after school. And since then, I started there, trying to learn the language on my own, trying to studied software technology. And then at some point I found a job, and, like most of you, probably not satisfied with the job. I was looking to find a way out, which gives me a little bit more fulfillment, something what gives me a little bit more freedom. And it's been a hard journey since then. I mean, immigrating to a different country, I'm sure some of you are familiar with that. That's not easy. And especially if you don't speak the language, a lot of difficulties with, communication at the beginning as a teenager, especially alone. So that has been a huge journey. And actually, I made it with a very good company, very good job. But at some point, I was just not happy with everything what I've been doing there. It was not fulfilling. It was long meetings, which I didn't enjoy, to be honest with you. And decided to do something else. And this is how I found the stock market. Started to learn a lot, to put a lot of time into that. And since then, actually, I've been swing trading and trying to make everything work while I had a full-time job, while I had to deal with, with a lot of stress throughout my life. And since then, I grew my accounts. So this is definitely not easy. And this year, also, I immigrated to the US. Some of you probably know, those of you who are following me. So this has been not an easy task as well. So in general, going from Germany to the US, this has been a huge challenge. Of course, cultural, there are a lot of differences. Luckily, I know the language, but it's been not easy, this whole stress, dealing with with family issues, dealing with flights, moving, trying to find a home, trying to organize everything throughout my life to make it work, to find furniture. So all those things which which are sound not like a lot, but take a lot of time from my life, or took a lot of time from my life. So that's why it's been kind of very challenging journey this year. And because it's 1 year anniversary also, I decided to to share with you how it's been going. So I started Bellrock Pro in 2020, start of November somewhere. And since then, I've been doing everything live, my whole trades, every single trade which I'm taking, I'm alerting to my members, more of course for educational purposes, because I want you guys to learn and not follow me blindly into anything I jump into, because I might be wrong as well, and I am wrong a lot of times. And so if you want to see my performance, you can click here on my website, sylviaberok.com. You can check out the performance here. And this leads you to my current Excel sheet. And yeah, I'm gonna discuss this with you. How did I manage it to make those trades with, like I mentioned, with moving, a lot of private family issues, like marriage and so forth. So this has been definitely a huge step in my life, and that's why I want to demonstrate that it is possible to trade and to have a very busy schedule. And that's why I wanted to discuss this here with you. By the way, I see here Duck is already here, so nice to see you, Duck. Hello.
Hey, do I know you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So I'm sharing
I'm
here.
going to shut my door. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Okay. So basically what happened here, guys, is I started in November last year. I had a couple of great trades here with Neo. Actually, this was one of my biggest trades. And how I'm doing it normally is my main focus is swing trading. So I'm trying to find momentum stocks, which means or growth stocks. I'm looking for growth companies which have the possibility to grow over the next couple of months, years. So it doesn't mean they have to be necessary outstanding fundamental companies, but I want to see that there is some growth possible in those uh, stocks or companies. And this is what I'm focusing on. So I'm combining technical and fundamental analysis, but with focus on growth, and trying to find, of course, the best opportunities. So normally I'm looking at those stocks on the daily basis. I don't like day trading, and like I mentioned, I just have very busy lifestyle. I just don't like sitting in front of the computer all day long and staring at every single tick and going through all those charts and scalping a couple of cents here and there. I'm sure it works, and a lot of people out there are successful with it. I just don't have the energy and desire to do that. So throughout the years, like I mentioned, as I was back then in Germany, like 8 years ago, I even didn't have the possibility. So I had a full-time job, so I didn't have the possibility to sit in front of the computer all day long. And by the time I was done with the job, I had to find trades which fit to my lifestyle. And those were those swing trades. So basically what I'm still doing is looking at those charts on the daily time frame, looking to find some decent companies with growth around some decent support areas on a pullback. And I'm looking for a good risk to reward setups where I can make at least 2 times of the money which I'm risking. And the way how I grew my account is been very aggressive with my risk management, of course, moving stop losses faster to break even, trailing stops, and all this kind of stuff. And after, of course, I grew my account, I have a little bit different approach now. I am willing to hold some of them longer. I am scaling in and out of trades, but for a small account, definitely what works better is just being more aggressive with the risk management. And so this year has been a huge journey, like I mentioned, with this moving, and also with the service. For those of you guys who are subscribers, I mean, I also have to explain to you my trades, come up with videos, new stock ideas, make the watch list in detail like I'm doing it, and so forth. So this takes time as well. It's not only the trading. And yeah, you see here I have a couple of months which are been very good. So 15,000, 23,000. But then I also have months, if I go here lower in June, this was exactly the month where I moved, by the way. June, July, 5,000. And so the key here is you will have always in the market different stages. It will never be everything straight up. You will always have months which will be more difficult to deal with, more challenging, and then you will have months where it's risk on, how I call it. You can put money to work in your favor, and you're going to be able to make a lot out of it. But the point here is how can you capture all those moves, and when is a good time to buy and when is a good time to sit on. So this is the challenge, and this is one of the keys for success in any strategy, in my opinion. So again, the only way how you can do it, guys, also with a very tight time, if you have a busy schedule, is focusing on swing trades, because you don't have to look at them all day long. You can make your research, for example, throughout the weekend, find out which stocks are you watching, what is your plan. This is what I'm doing too. And then you can even set alarms, so you don't even have to watch them every single day. And then by the end of the day, before the market closes, this is the time where normally I start to manage my positions, to close trades, open trades. And you only have 2 times per day, at the open and at the close, where you are really doing the trades. Everything else is research, which should be done maybe over the weekend or throughout the week, if you have a little bit more time, of course, as well. So that's how you can fit it into your busy lifestyle. And this is a good example here, what I'm sharing with you, that it is working. You just need to be focused. And unfortunately, we are, as people, we tend to spread our attention to different things. So if you, for example, if you are all day, let's say, on Twitter or on social media and or watch some stock or YouTube shows or whatever it is, you have many different sources of information nowadays, and it's easy to get caught up in this information, start to chase things, start to to lose focus, to follow maybe some pump and dumps, or to follow some of those meme stocks like AMC and GME and all this stuff. So all those trades which I've been doing, none of this has any of those pumped or AMC or GME. Those are all here solid companies. And a lot of the trades are also the futures, which I've discussed here many times, that all those futures have very good, are very good also for small accounts, especially the micro futures. And a lot of the stocks are not only expensive stocks. So I think for a small account especially, you guys should focus on stocks below $60 and micro futures. Those are the best ways how you can grow the account. And if you focus only on those and some swing trades, which you're doing in the evening, this is the only way how you can grow your account and also fit trading in your lifestyle. And then if you're able to catch momentum moves, like what we've been doing here, like AN or also some of the other stocks which I've been trading and watching, you will be able to grow your account faster, and then you can increase your risk. And step by step, after a year, you will have maybe from 10,000 account 20,000. Then you can risk more and more, and then it can grow exponentially. And at some point, you will grow your account at a point where you don't need to generate necessarily other income. You can do this full time and enjoy still your free time in life. So that's the way how it goes, and it's all about cycles. I know Doug is laughing at me when I talk about cycles.
Yeah, many cycles. What I would think would be a good opportunity, since you're on this subject somewhat, to talk to people. I mean, there's a misconception, I think, when it comes to the price of the stock. A lot of traders think, hey, because I have a small account, I need to trade small stocks. Now, small stocks come with advantages and disadvantages. but so do big stocks. I think when you look at,
Yeah.
sometimes we're kind of, let's say, lured in by percentages. If something is going to 100%, 200%, and so on. But then you have to think about actual dollar moves. You know, a lot of these smaller stocks may only move $1 or $2, which is a lot. If it's a $1 stock and it moves to two, that's 100%. But you have things like Nvidia that moves $2 every 5 minutes. If you're after like actual physical dollars, it's irrelevant to me because those stocks, like for example, Tesla can run 50 to 70 to $100 every day. So I think you have to kind of um, figure out where you are and how much money you can put in, because it's all really a sizing issue versus a percentage issue, at least in my mind.
Oh yes, that I agree. This is a huge, really something where people think if you have small account, you have to trade cheap stocks. You can if you want, but it's not necessarily. You can also like let me show you an example. Let's take an example here. Is what is the last expensive which I traded? I forgot. Let me see real quick.
Yeah, because like another example we've been talking about every
Adobe,
week, I'm just bringing this stuff up. People can trade whatever they want.
of
There
course.
are edges in everything. The only thing I'm saying is, as you enter a market, you pick a direction, and there's a positive and negative to everything. There is a trade-off.
Yeah.
When you're trading cheaper stocks, the positive is that you can catch something that has a ridiculous move that a Tesla and Apple can't give you, at least in percentage terms. You know, there is
Absolutely. Yeah.
GameStops that you can buy for $8 and go to 500 rare, but you know, along the most cases, there are these things that run a lot. I mean, we've seen things this week like Fuel Cell. We've seen this BK, the DWAC issue. You have those, but you have to also understand there's a risk that 90% of these, 95% of these are junk, and they're junk for a reason. They're trading cheap
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
reason. Now, that doesn't mean you can't make money on junk. It's
Yes.
just that if you're going to trade them long, you have to be aware of the risks, such as halt risks, secondary, which is really popular, especially with biotech companies, shelf offerings. There's, midday halting. I think I already said that. You have that. That's something that you have to budget in for and plan for. Whereas you trade more expensive stocks, you have some sheltering away from that. But then again, the prices are a lot more expensive, and you may not be able to buy enough to make it worthwhile to some degree. So there's always an advantage. But we keep going back every week to these futures. And again, you guys can start on seriously low amounts.
Yes.
Just for an example, today we were talking about and getting long in the 1620s to 630s, 15 630s in the NASDAQ. This
Yeah.
thing has
Exactly.
run 120 points, 120 points. So if you got a little tiny account, like I think you only need $2,000 to make
Yeah.
a trade, and you don't have any PDT here, but that's $2 a point. So if you just bought one little small contract, you're up to a couple of $100.
You're up like
Um,
200 and something. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
just
true. I
I know that doesn't
100%
sound a
agree with
lot
that.
when you're seeing like $500,000 screenshots shorting something, but it's extremely scalable. I mean, I got a larger
Oh,
future
yes.
which you could trade on just another like maybe 3,000 account balance. I think it is. I'm not sure. Don't quote me,
I
but
don't
that's a
know.
whole different. Now you're talking 2,000s.
Yeah, and
Per
it's easy
contract.
2000 because to be honest with you, it's an easy 2000. You're just buying the dip. I've been discussing it over and over again every single
It's one
time,
of the easier ones to buy the dip.
you know.
Just a little
But
piece there.
but to go back to this, what you mentioned with the cheaper stock, I found the stock which made some decent profits for me this month. It's been Adobe. I know Adobe is a very expensive stock. I bought it here at 568, and of course, a lot of people I understand have small accounts, but uh, again, you don't have to buy 100 or 200 or 300 shares because this makes huge moves here. It has a huge range. So even if you buy 2, 3, 5 shares, whatever your account size is, it then moves from 568. It went to almost. It's not $100 per share, but almost $100. So if even with small account, let's say you bought 2 shares, then you will be still up $200. You know what I
Yes.
mean? You don't have to buy those
And they're
cheaper.
also optionable. I know that's another area that we won't go into today,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
if you want to save even more, I mean, you can trade the options on these, especially your bigger players like Amazon, Apple, Tesla.
yeah. That's
You
different.
got a
Yeah,
lot of liquidity in those options, and you'll have to study options. But I mean,
yeah.
there's a
And
bunch of
here
different
one,
ways of the same
yeah,
path. I guess another thing while you brought it up would be you're talking about people that are trading with limited time. Like there's probably a
yeah,
lot of people in there already have another job. That's not rare. That you're
yeah.
starting out a trading career, you're trading, and you're trying to do this while you're busy with life, while you're busy with trading. Well, not trading, but working at a job. So you don't have a lot of time to sit there and do research. Maybe you don't even have the energy. You work a full shift and then you come home. Who really wants
Yeah,
to look at stocks, right? You have
absolutely.
limited time, you have limited energy. I think swing trading is a better way to go for that because
Oh, absolutely,
day
yes.
trading requires a lot of effort, a lot of time, effort, and that might
And
not be
energy, you
yeah,
have to be focused, you have to be fast. It's a different skill set, guys. So really it is a different skill set. The one is, and it's also, I'm not saying there is right or wrong here. Again, it also depends on your personal style, your personal character. So for me, day trading is, I can make here and there some trades, but I'm getting bored with this. I find more excitement into looking at different stocks, trying to research all those different companies and to find some of the best growth out there. So this is what I like doing more, and I like to hold them. I don't want to, look at them back and forth. But if there are people out there who don't like to do the research, there are people who would like to, to be fast in and out. It requires different skill set. For day trading, you have to be much more focused. You have to be much faster. I'm very slow, for example. That's not for me.
you are.
So
You're
you,
slow. Yes, of course. We know
you
that.
have to
Right, right.
you just need to make faster decisions as well. Have to control your emotions better and so forth. So again, it's a different skill set. What I wanted to share here with you, also very important lesson for you guys, is one of my biggest wins here from this sheet for this month. It's like 57 58 if I count this future what I hold now with Nasdaq. Is like almost $60,000 in profit for October. So this is, of course, a monster move and a profit. And I'm sure for some of you this might seem like, oh, that cannot be true. It is true, and you can get there as well. And keys here, look, one of my biggest profits is AMD, which I closed this month right before earnings. So they basically had I bought this on, what was it, December last year. So that was 30 December, end of December. So another important lesson for you: if you focus on very good companies with decent growth, and again, AMD is not expensive stock. I bought it here at $92. You don't even have to swing trade if you're someone who,
Hmm.
let's say, wants to hold for some longer period of time. Stuff like Nvidia, even Tesla I know is a little bit more volatile, but if you buy those at the dip around support areas and hold for some months, let's say you hold 3, 4, 5, 6 months, even a year, like I'm holding some of those long term, those are, in my opinion, position trades, so those are not swing trades. If you hold them for 1 year to 6 months, you can make monster profits without even looking at all at the market. The only thing what you need here is just to find those big growth stocks, which have the potential to do that, and which are also solid companies. This is, in my opinion, something like Nvidia, AMD. So those are for me the Apple, same thing. So those companies, you can definitely make some decent profits out of those big tech stocks in while you are just holding them for some months. So you don't even have to swing trade. But key is focus, guys. And unfortunately, we, like I mentioned, we tend to lose focus. If you open up CNBC or Twitter or whatever, you see so many different stocks, then you're gonna close this, buy cheaper stock, and start doing all this stuff, and then you are at a different spot then. So
Oh, the big old Nasdaq. Yikes. Yay, yay. Look at that, guys, huh? What do you think, huh?
is it still
Big
going
old,
up?
big old parabolic. Look at that.
Oh, very nice. So I'm long here too. I bought it, I'm gonna tell you, the setup here, guys, for those of you maybe who are interested. So I saw this here. I'm looking at the 4-hour chart again because I really like to swing trade those. And I'm looking at the 4-hour chart. I saw it's coming down, and you see it also based on the candles. So first of all, it was pre-market already throughout the night. It took a little bit of a pullback because of Amazon. Amazon disappointed with earnings. And, I was thinking, okay, if it stops here and if I see a decent looking setup on, on the 1-hour chart or even 5-minute chart for a day trade, I might go with it. So what I saw here is the 4-hour chart, and you see those candles when it starts to pull back, they're getting smaller. So this is not an aggressive move down where there is panic in the market. This is just a slow pullback. And based on the candles, if you see those wicks on the candles, especially if you have wicks here on the bottom of the candle, you see that every single dip is getting bought up. So there is no panic in those candles. You don't need candlesticks. You don't need indicators or fancy stuff for this. You can only see this here on with those candlesticks. That's all you need. You need to look at the price action. And then
Yeah.
on the 1-hour chart, what I saw is that it started to break out here, and this was the reason where I decided to give it a chance, because you have here previous support which can be used as a stop. You have this small consolidation area, and if you enter right here on the breakout with stop below, here you are now 2 times of your risk. And you can actually either hold and trail the stop, move the stop higher, or even exit the trade. And on a small future, this will be what, $200 to $300 move somewhere. On a big future is 2 to 3,000. Again, this is actually a very good thing. Nice to see you, by the way, guys. Here, Terry, Hamid, and Gidel. Nice to see you here.
You know what I think is another interesting topic since you've brought it up? I think sometimes people confuse trading with investing. You know,
You mean me?
um, yeah, there's a big difference. So here's the deal: if you're trying to grow an account, the fastest way to grow an account, if you're looking for speed, is trading, right?
Yes.
If you're wanting to do something and transition into a living, you have a smaller balance, you need a bigger balance, you need to trade. That's the only way you can get, let's call them abnormally large returns, like a 40%, 100% every year.
Yeah.
The only way you can get that is through trading. There's a big difference in the fact that trading means that you have a certain amount of money and you need to do the best job you can do with all of that money. So the way that you look at markets is different than an investor. The way that you approach your trades are different than an investor. So for example, if you're investing in something, what that really means is you don't need that money today. You don't care if you lose that money, so to speak. And you don't
Yeah.
care how long necessarily it takes for you. You want it to work right away, but you don't really care how long that takes. So you can sit on these things for many, many months and fixate about these for many, many months, join chat rooms and talk about these 1 or 2 stocks for many, many months while you wait for them to deliver you your 20% or 30% return. If that's your strategy and that's what you want to do, that's okay. If you
Yeah.
want to do something more aggressive, Sylvia's always talking about market cycles, and we laugh, at least I do.
The only
But
one who laughs is you, because
it's,
I don't know if you understand them.
I do understand. But you got to be in all the stuff that's moving now. Like you're looking for stuff like if you're short term, a swing trader is someone who's 3 days to like 2 weeks, right? So when you're swinging, what does that mean? That means you're buying something or shorting something and you don't want to even hold it for longer than a couple of weeks. Some people like 1 or 2 days max because they're normally, if you look at stocks, there's a shelf life. Once they start moving, they'll move 3 to 5 days in one direction, and then that's it. They taper off. That's
Yeah.
what you're trying to find is ones that are moving. There's a big difference in that because if you hold something, you have to wait, and maybe that's okay. Like for example, everybody always talks about Amazon. If you would have bought it in 2000 at $35, you'd be some multimillionaire today, and that's true. But a lot of people fail to realize that Amazon was a turd for about a decade. It did nothing. So if you held that for 10 years, you didn't get anything out of that. It
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
until
true.
the
Yeah.
second decade, like 2012 or 2011, I think it was, did that thing finally start expanding. And I think you've seen that a lot of stocks, like things like Shopify, Chipotle, all of these spots and
Yeah, that's true.
Twilio's, all of those. You got this great expansion over the last decade. But before that, they were just junk. They were just dead money. So you have to decide. I mean, to each their own. But if you're really trying to be aggressive, you have to understand what that means. And
Yeah.
there's things that you need to pay attention to and things that you don't need to pay
Yeah, that's
attention
true.
to. And that's all I'm
No,
saying. That's it. I'm done. I'm signing
nice.
off. I like it.
I agree with you. Now,
I talked long enough.
speaking of aggressive, what do you think about oil? I actually like it here as a long. This is the oil future, by the way, guys. You can take a look at some oil stocks if you want to. In general, this is the oil sector here. So I've been watching this thing, and it stopped here around this support. This is the 4-hour chart, and it's bouncing here, and it looks like it's gonna start to continue higher. I like it for a long actually here.
Are we on oil now?
Yeah, because I'm just going through those.
Anybody got any oil in their portfolio? It's like it's the 1970s. We're trading oil today.
And then we're going to go to crypto after this. I know you're not
crypto, oil. We'll probably get into
I know you're not a
USD,
crypto
JPY.
expert, but I promised you to make you a crypto expert. So I'm gonna show you guys how you can trade also Bitcoin with the futures here. They have also micro future, also good for a small account, by the way.
I agree with you on oil. I feel that it's going to shove its way to 100. You've had a couple of spots along the way here for some selling, especially this chart looked really technically broken earlier today.
Yeah.
And here you are again, picking up the pace. It just looks like it's you're at 85. I just don't know why it's going to go to 100.
Normally, I really don't like trading oil, but I have to say I've been watching it now for some time, and it has very nice trends. That's why I'm looking at it. So the trends are very nice, especially 4-hour chart looks very nice to trade. So this looks like a very nice long setup. Put into this support and look bounced with nice reversal candles here. You see those wicks means buyers are interested in stepping in. And stopped here for a while. So it looked like for a little while it might start to pull back. But now this last candle is pretty bullish here. This nice green candle looks very good. So I like it for a long actually. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it. If I buy it, guys, I'm not gonna buy it for Belrock Pro since we're not trading this. But for those of you who are trading stuff like this, it looks actually pretty nice there. Then
nice.
let's check out
HTZZ. HTZZ.
Yeah, we can check this out too.
Wayne
Let's check
wanted to
out
look at it.
crypto.
Oh, we're going crypto. Okay,
First
here we
crypto.
go. Oil,
Then Wayne, we're
crypto,
gonna
we're
check
all in it today.
HTZ.
Cheap stocks, big stocks.
So this is BTC. This is the Bitcoin futures. Of course, this is a big future, and based on the volatility, it moves a lot. It is just a little bit more for bigger accounts. I would definitely not deal with it if you have a tiny account. In general, it is speculative based on the weekend transactions and so forth. So, but if you don't have like Coinbase account or stuff like that, the future is possible to trade. And I've been watching it for some time. You can make definitely with smaller, even with the small future. So a lot of brokers offer the small future. You can make some decent profits. So what we've been seeing here is it went straight up. So this was a nice move, and the swings are huge on this. It pulled back from 70,600 into 50 cents, so 10,000 points with 50 cents. You do the math, Doc. 50.
I can't do the math on Fridays.
10.
There's no way I can do math on Fridays.
With 0.50 cent per point is at the most broker, the micro future. How much is this?
You have to say that again. I did not catch any of that. You lost me at like 50.
10,000 points multiplied with 0.50. if you catch the move. Let's say we
Five
catch
grand? You said 1,000. How many points? I'm lost. Let me.
10,000. 10.
Oh, wow. 10,000. Okay.
So see, this is what I mean, guys. If you,
5 grand. It's 5 grand. Yeah,
yeah,
five
with the
grand.
micro, you can make this. I'm just saying to you, you, in your case, can trade the micro future.
You have advantages and disadvantages for sure. When it comes to the micros, you can get involved and you can do more on a small account, I think, than you can anywhere else because you have protection. You don't have buyouts. You don't have halts. You don't have secondary filing. You have offerings. The market right now is so bullish and directional. It's really just a buy the dip market. You keep buying the dips, keep buying
Yeah,
the dips. You're
that's the
being
easiest
rewarded.
strategy.
And until
So
you can really see something of substance to the downside, you're not going to get a correction, probably not until next year
yeah,
sometime.
but
Everything
let's,
is inflating. Okay, go ahead. Where
yeah,
are we
let's see
going?
our strategy here with BTC, which is Bitcoin. Again, you have, why are you laughing?
We're coiners now.
Well, I know you're
All
not
the
trading,
old,
but
I can imagine now with all of the more and more people coming into cryptos, the original crypto people are mad that where everybody's in it now. It was like their thing and they were like preaching crypto. We're like altcoin people, and now that everybody's in it, they're probably pissed. Like, that was our thing.
possible.
Now we're all
So
talking about it.
what you see here is our strategy, or the strategy which I'm using with the 4-hour chart. Nice up move, and then again it started. Look how well. I want to show you to you. I want to show you because you're going to see the advantages and you're going to start trading it too, I'm sure. So you see here how well it respects support and resistance. Look at this. It went up. Now it broke this small short-term support. You see this? Pulled back into this short-term resistance now, because after the breakdown, this becomes resistance. Made another low. Again, tested one more time resistance, went down. Unfortunately, you cannot short this. And then at some point, the setup is, waiting for a consolidation and bullish candlestick formation with some doji candle wicks or something like this. So it came back down here, made this reversal candle, consolidated for a little while on the 4-hour chart and break above this consolidation. Now, if you entered here above this breakout with stop below this consolidation area, that's already a nice setup. So now you're almost 2 times of your risk here. This is actually a very nice looking setup, guys, and also something you can trade. If you are not into that, I'm sure there are a lot of you who are trading this Shiba. Let me know, guys. Are there any people of you who are trading stuff like who are trading Shiba, Dogecoin, and stuff like this? I'm gonna open up here the chart of those in a second. Okay, I have it. So is there any of you who are trading those? If you have Coinbase account, maybe that's that's also a good idea. Those are actually also have some decent moves. You don't have only, if you have a Coinbase account, you can definitely capture. This is the daily chart, by the way. You can capture some decent moves here. You can switch. For this, I'm using tradingview.com. So on tradingview.com, you have all the information. You have all charts. You don't need any other data. And you see here also you have the same setup: pullbacks, consolidation, breakout, and it happens over and over again. Not yet, just the ETFs trading BITO. Okay, BITO, yeah, that's good. Some of you can trade this Shiba, for example. This made a huge move. Of course, I'm personally not trading those. I didn't trade it because it's a lot of speculation. But if you have a tiny account and just put a little bit to work with, it's not a bad thing. Beetle, let's check this out, Paul. And the other one from Wayne was HTZZ. I think too. Yeah, this is this also good. Is the ETF, so you don't need the futures necessary. You can trade the ETF. Same thing, starting to go down, and now it's breaking this small consolidation. That's good. HTZZ, that's not, I guess that's not AT, that's not crypto. Yeah, this looks very good, Wayne. I don't know where did you enter this, but based on this price, the price action looks very bullish actually. Nice breakout here, a small pullback and nice rejection, reclaiming this 200 EMA here, and nice breakout. So this is a very nice bullish price action. I think it's a good looking chart. I don't know the fundamentals and anything about, oh, that's Hertz. I got it. Okay. Well, I know the company. But chart wise, it looks good. It looks like it has some momentum. Maybe on another pullback for an entry. So if you're not into this, I would always wait for a pullback and some kind of a, consolidation. What else do you have, Doug? Do you have any new setups here?
Do I have? I've always got setups.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to release my hot picks to the crowd. Okay, I will. My lukewarm picks. Lukewarm picks. I am looking at PayPal at some point to try to buy this low, this sell-off here in PayPal.
Yeah, I've been looking at it too, but
it's not ready right now. So maybe in another week or so. I'm thinking 220, and you got earnings coming up on the 8th. Maybe not so good. I like. Here are a couple that were not very sexy in the eyes of people in the trading world, because you don't hear much social mention about these. Teradyne and Tractor Supply.
You're stealing those from me.
Those are yours. Tractor Supply just got out of good earnings. I'm like, does this thing ever stop? It just keeps on going, man.
Yeah, I've traded those a lot. Those TSCO as well. Those are very good. Yeah, TR is just, it went high. TR is a stock also buy and hold for me, by the way. I remember.
Wayne, are you looking to long that Lucid? You looking for a Lucid long?
Yeah, we can check.
I don't like these secondary whatever EV companies like Fuel Cell, LCID, or those ones in that space. FUV. I think that's trash. I think you got a couple that are good, but those are not it. I mean, I could be totally wrong.
Not yet, yeah.
But I don't see. I mean, this Lucid was 4160 and just dumped again today. It's so sketchy.
Yeah, we can check those, but let's stay first
64. With okay, let's stick on topic.
TR. Yeah, TR. I remember I traded TR here. It was 62. Then I remember I traded somewhere here again, a couple of times, a lot of times. And then it went to in this, and here, guys, another very good example for market cycles, okay? This was the cycle where you want to be in. Nice uptrend. Here it went sideways distribution, made a small downtrend, started another uptrend. This is where you want to put your money to work with. And then here, this has been this whole time here. This can last actually for many months, 6, 7, 8 months or so. This is all sideways accumulation phase, and those are the moments where you either, if you're invested in it or bought it, you either hold it or you just get out of it and look for something else, because this is a mess. So those phases, sideways accumulation or distribution phases, those are very hard to trade. They're not impossible to trade, but the problem is you will get stopped out a lot of times because you don't have a clear trend. So when it comes to cycles, you always want to trade when you have, especially on the stock market, strong uptrend. You want to buy every single dip or even breakouts in a very strong uptrending market. You will not get a lot of dips or huge dips. So you're just basically going to buy also sometimes breakouts. The problem is when we switched from this nice uptrending cycle to this sideways price action, look how this looks like. This is much harder to trade now. Now it's just making here, breaking out, breaking down again, breaking out again. It's just harder to make a trade. Again, it's not impossible. You can trade those, but then you have to use very tight stop losses and very aggressive trade management. So, for example, if you long here, just the example, you need to, as soon as it goes into your direction, you have to adjust your stop, just move stop loss to break even. And then if it closes green, move stop loss to the previous candle's low, and so forth. Then you're gonna get stopped out a lot of times for small profits here and there. But it is mentally harder because it just changed this whole cycle. And if you pull up the chart, I think it's a good idea to go back and study this. On NVIDIA, AMD had the same thing. If you are someone who holds like a position trader and you want them long-term, like I did with AMD, I don't care if this goes sideways for a while, because I say I want to sell it in 6, 7, 8 months, maybe 1 or 2 years. I don't care if it, I remember I had this discussion with Doug because he wanted to sell it a lot of times. But
I did.
again, this is a different approach.
I want to sell everything. I just want to sell stuff.
Yeah,
That's my
but you have
job,
a
selling.
different approach because you're not looking at it. You want to make fast money in it, and this is understandable. But I'm looking at it more as of, for me, this is more like holding. Holding for several months. That's why I don't care if it goes in this phase for some time. Of course, it's dead money. It's not doing anything, but it all depends on your capital. So if you have enough capital, you can split it. You can put, for example, one part of your capital, you can put it to work for with longer term trades or even some investments. One part of your capital you can use for speculations, where you're buying stuff like Shiba or something like this. And then the other part of your capital where you're really making money with it is, for example, swing trading. So this is how you can split it. And for me, this was a typical position trade where I knew I'm going to hold it for some longer period of time. And if it goes through a sideways phase, I don't care about it. But this is the point what I wanted to mention here with those phases. So TR, to go back to this TR, it went through this phase, and I think it is out of it now. Now every single pullback for me, this is a buy opportunity. It is an earnings winner. So actually it always had very good fundamentals. This stock, I like the growth of the stock, all the fundamentals on this stock. It looks actually outstanding. That's why I like it. And now with these earnings here, it looks like investors are interested in that. The only thing is we need to wait here for some decent entry with good risk to reward setup, because for right now it is too sketchy to, not too sketchy, but too high to buy. Look at
Pat's
this.
here. Oh, Pat's here. Hey, welcome, man. How you doing?
Hey, nice to see you, Pat. Long time no see.
Wayne, if you're up 80% on Lucid, then you should trail up your stop and not listen to a word I have to say. That would be my idea at this point, because one hand, I will congratulate you on 80%. That's fantastic, and you should be proud.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know if I
great
necessarily would trust that's going to continue to run back to 60. So at any
Great
given
job.
moment, you may run into a secondary, you may hit a wall, which is understandable with those types of stock. Just protect your profits. I mean, that's a good gain. If you got money like that, I said earlier, you got to pay yourself along the way too. You got to have an exit strategy in mind, and you got to pay yourself on the way up. That's why we're here. We're here to get paid. It's probably a discussion for another day, but I think traders themselves are very good at getting into stuff, but can't figure out how to get out of stuff.
Yeah, that's why I'm discussing a lot with those trailing stocks, but that's a different topic.
If you're an
Krasimir,
investor, fine. If you're a trader and you're trying to make a lot of money, that's what your job is. Your job is to sell and take profits and not give stuff back.
yeah,
So
that's why I'm saying you have to split. So some of the stocks you might hold, but this is a different thing. This is a different strategy. The one thing is you're holding long term, or having like position trades where you hold them for 6 months, 7 months, 1 year, 2 years, and the other thing is you're trying to make money out of it.
Ronnie, I did not get in on the DWAC. I didn't do it. That's not my thing.
By the way, I have here a comment from Krasimir, who is watching us on Facebook Live, because we're streaming right now. That I don't know if you know, on Facebook,
Oh, we're
YouTube,
going like national here, huh,
and
guys? We're
Twitter.
not just on YouTube. We're all over the world
Yes.
now.
So
Okay.
he's saying, I'm
Well,
not really into stocks, but I'm very interested in SPCE about the long term. Okay, that's interesting. But what are you trading then? What are you trading? Are you trading commodities? What is your strategy? Let me know. I'm just interested to know. I just joined in. I was on the phone with a trader friend in Chicago. Okay, nice to see you guys. Nice to see you here.
well, you should have told your trader friend from Chicago to get over here into this room.
Yes.
You just left him out there in the cold. It's cold in Chicago anyway, but maybe not now. Anyway.
So let's take a look at the fundamentals to go back to our TR here, and then we can discuss this LICD. TR, those are the fundies, guys. This is why I like this token. This is the growth, what I'm looking at normally. So this is when I'm looking, when I say I'm looking at fundamentals, I don't really mean like looking, they don't really have to make, it doesn't have to be established company. I just want to see growth, and you see here growth. You see here return on assets looks good, 23% ROE, return on equity 38.22. You see here earnings per share, 1 year 33%, 5 years 30%. So outstanding growth. Earnings per share next year 22%, the next 3 years expectations 11%, revenue growth 23%. So all this is growing here. All this is green, and expected to continue to be green. This is what I'm looking for when it comes to growth. This stock might be $100 more expensive in the next 1 to 2 years, and this is how you can capture also those moves. I know that person is not looking at the fundamentals, but I really like combining though. No, that's not a bad thing. It is. I think
It
it is.
is.
No,
I'm just kidding.
that's
No, I don't look at fundies. If it wasn't for technical analysis, I wouldn't be a trader. I'm not
yeah.
reading that stuff.
I just, and you don't need it. You don't need to look at it. You can see also only on the chart, but I just like looking at those because this gives me more confidence to hold or whatever, to go with bigger size and so forth. So this Teradyne, this is a very nice looking stock valuation. Of course, if you have such a huge growth, it will be most of the times overvalued. So you will very rarely find a stock which has not which has low valuation and huge growth. It's not going to happen, basically. Very in some scenarios you might find something, but in the majority of the time you have huge growth, you have overvaluation, so high PEG. So that's with Ter. I still like it. It's a very good stock, earnings winner. Any single pullback for me, it's a buy, and I like it. Same with Tractor Supply, which we discussed. This stock, I mean, I don't. Do you remember when I brought it up? This was like
Boy, it was a long time ago, but both that and Teradyne have performed well. I mean, they're not the sexiest in the world, but yeah, they keep rolling, and they just both got out of earnings, and that was good. Actually, Teradyne was selling off a little bit. That one might just start running back again. But yeah, I'm just straight technicals. I mean, to me, price is the only thing that matters. People will disagree with it, but again, you do what you need to do in your own world. What makes you
but
successful is what makes you successful. For me, I believe that all information that's known is known in the chart. And it's always a matter of the simple thing: are people willing to buy this, or do people want to sell it? And I think, Gittel, you see a good example of that. Number one, if fundies mattered, there would be no such thing as Tesla right now. That thing ran forever with zero fundies.
I don't agree with you. This has growth potential.
Right, but they bought it before. That was all speculative. They weren't buying it because it was making money. They were buying it because the future, right?
Yeah, but it
And
has
that
some
future
growth.
sometimes yeah, but they all have growth. You know,
No,
anything could
no,
grow,
not all.
and it doesn't have to have. Yeah, but it didn't have good fundies. It was losing money, and when
Yeah,
it
but
first
all are
started,
losing money. Amazon lost money
yeah, but
years ago
what I'm
too.
trying to say is this: go back to the initial time when it was in the 40s and 50s, right?
Yeah.
And you've got an electric car company that's trying to compete in fossil fuel world. Yeah, there's a future there, but it's really, really speculative, like all stocks.
I don't
But the
agree with
price
that.
action has always said people want to buy this because of the future and for whatever reason. The same thing with a Bitcoin. We can debate whether it's real, it's fake, it's better than fiat money or not. But the thing is, people are still buying it, and that's all that matters. People buy trash
But
sometimes, and
I don't
things turn
agree in
into
a
be
lot
good.
of cases with this. I think if you have growth
You would
like this,
agree if you understood what I was saying, but you don't understand what I'm saying
that's not true
because
because
all of it, what's the difference between that and something that's growing now, like a Peloton, right? What's the difference? Is
no,
growth
that
is growth. You either like they were going up a lot when they were not making any money, right?
yeah, of course.
So
But
that's
listen,
that's
you are
standard
not
growth. It's
understanding it. You don't understand it. Listen,
what don't I understand? I'll listen to you.
because like I'm not saying that they have to have good fundamentals. When I'm talking about this, I'm talking about growth. So this means like I'm talking about, do they have increasing, for example, earnings per share? They don't have to be a profitable company yet. They still can lose money, and they can show some
Yeah, but
potential
we were
growth.
talking about good fundamentals. Is good fundamentals profit or is good fundamentals consistent growth?
I am looking at
Right?
growth. I'm
Because
looking
when
at
you're looking
growth.
at growth, none of them really make any money. The good growth companies like Roku at one point, they were not making money either.
They're
But that's
not,
what
yeah.
but that's what Wall Street has always been about. Once somebody makes money like an Amazon, they become less attractive. Like the growth spurt for that is already over. Once upon a time Walmart was a growth stock. Once upon a time railroads were growth stocks. It's in that cycle. All growth stocks are like that. But the thing is the fundies to me aren't always that good. It's they're buying more of the potential of good fundies by maybe let's say consistent
Well,
growth, not losing so much money quarter after quarter, good things in a pipeline, stuff like that will
yeah,
eventually
but
get them to profitability. But in the beginning, they don't. And we've looked at a lot of these on here
of
on
course,
Chart Mill that have single digits
yeah.
of fundies that are still just romping.
Yeah, I know a lot of
That's
those
why I don't look
don't.
at them.
But here's the thing, because Giddel is asking if Doug is looking at the fundamentals. No, he's not, Giddel, but he's asking me always if I can check the fundamentals. So this
I'm
means
just doing that because I'm trying to make you feel good about looking at fundamentals.
oh,
I don't, I just
see,
want to hear your opinion so you can say something. That's all. I'm not listening. I'm just nodding my head. Oh,
interesting.
I'm going to buy it already anyway.
That's true, yeah.
I'm going
But
to buy it.
the thing here is I do like to look at it, and of course, again, everyone has a different strategy here and opinion, and I think both work, and sometimes really it doesn't matter at all. But why I do like to look at those things is because, if I see this, for example, like TSCO here, 1 year growth, 5 years earnings per share growth, all those things, this is not what I am looking at only. This is what all other investors out there, Wall Street, everyone is looking at those things. They see that, it captures their attention, and they start putting money into that. That's why you see growth in the funds owning the stock, because they see all this growth. And this is the reason why I like looking at it, because I expect, okay, this
But
is,
couldn't you figure that out with price action?
you could, yeah,
Like if you could look at a
probably.
chart and it keeps going up, you're like, hey, it must be good, right? From the
You
theory,
could,
hey, it
you
must
could,
be
you
good,
don't need
right?
it. You don't need it 100%. I agree with you. You can find only with the chart, momentum, and you can trade based on the technical analysis. You don't 100% need that, but it gives you a little bit more clue what you're trading. It looks good. It will continue to look good. It has good expectations. So now you have a little bit more information, and you can feel confident with whatever you're trading.
I see. I see.
Pat is saying, Sylvia, the day the hype will turn over on Tesla, it will be bloodbath, good number or not. Yeah, it went too high too fast. That is
But
true.
it's
I
been
do
going
agree.
too high too fast its whole life. Maybe we're in a different world. And I think, do you think there's an element here where this is why I'm going to go with the argument of fundies not so important. let's say that you are a fund manager, which is what a lot of this market is run by, ultra wealthy elite fund managers and institutions, right? Your job is to beat the S&P every year. So it's really difficult to beat the S&P when it's going up 22%. Like that's a hard task for you to return money to your fund clients and charge them 20% fees plus 10% book fee or whatever it is, when they can just throw their money in the SPY and go to sleep. Like the pressure is on for them to really return and return effectively. That's number one. So
Yeah.
do you feel like if you're, let's say your guys are a fund manager and somebody hands you $100 million, do you feel you're obligated to buy Tesla? Like you do a portfolio model, right? You're going to buy Tesla. You're going
No.
to buy Apple. You're
I
going to
would
buy
buy.
Amazon. You're going to follow every other fund because you're going to go, I have to have some safe assets here. And you're going to buy it because you're going to be under pressure. And then you're also going to be under pressure from your customers because they're going to look at their statements and go, how come we don't own any Bitcoin? How come we don't own
Yes,
any Tesla?
that's true. I'm
They're
gonna
looking
buy
at all these
Shiba.
parabolic assets and they're like, how come we don't have any of this? So I think the pressure is on them to buy. And again, guys, this is where the billions of dollars in the market are. So I'm saying maybe there's a false connection of value versus price, but because of the way this game is played now, it's a game. That's the game. And you got to go with it because if I gave Sylvia 100 million, I bet her first trade is Nvidia.
You
And
better
you're going
first
to buy
invest in
half of
something.
AMD. You're going to buy AMD with that money. You're going to buy AMD.
No,
You're going to do a little bit in
no,
tractor supply.
no,
You will buy some
no,
Tesla so your people
no,
don't yell at you. And you're going to
no.
get a little
If
bit of Ethereum and Bitcoin.
no, if it's your money, I'm gonna put all your money into Shiba.
I would. If it's mine, if I was on a fund, I'm putting everybody into AMC. All of my money goes into GameStop. And I'm just going to tweet about it all day with rocket emojis. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, and say every time it goes down, it's a government conspiracy. So anyway,
Uh,
that's what I just feel that, and it's like last point of that, not to take up a bunch of time, but guys, don't complicate it. The stock market is like every market. Yeah, Sylvia, every
like what
market,
market? What market are you
like a
talking about?
supermarket, like a gas market. So think of it, guys. You drive down the road every day, you look up, gas is $3.50 a gallon, and you say that's cheap or that's expensive. If it goes up to 360, 370, 380, you start to panic and you buy more gas because you're worried it will be $4 or $4.20 in a week or two, right? So that's how
Yeah.
people look at stocks. It starts going parabolic, Bitcoin, Tesla. They start panic buying because they're afraid it's going to be they're going to get out of control.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
it
that's true.
reaches like 450, 470. There's a price in there where even you will look at it one day and go, I'm not driving anymore. I'll walk because it's gotten too high. Then everybody thinks the same thing. Okay, this is too much. Can't afford it. And then gas comes
But
down and then you start buying it again. That's exactly how stocks work. They go so
yeah, it is
high,
true. But
then
the
people
difference is,
quit. They say, I can't afford it. I'm not buying it. Then it reverses. That's how markets reverse. It's the same
yeah,
thing.
but there is a huge difference here. The difference is that the stock market is the only place where people are really willing to buy at higher prices and chase stuff.
Well, yeah, they do it more here than I don't know. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But you guys remember like the Cabbage Patch doll fidget spinner. Yeah, people get stupid. Like Black Friday reminds you of just how weird people are when it comes to buying. You're right. Pat's saying run a bike, cheap money. Yeah, ride a bike. But this is the same thing in the bike market, Pat. Like used bikes are more than new ones. Why are you buying that, right? Just dumb.
Dart, nice to see you here. Okay, so I have, by the way, guys, with internal meeting with the members in 25 minutes from now. So we're going to go through
Look,
my trades and discuss a little bit more.
Giddle says he agrees with me. Giddle agrees with me. That's the first
That
person
must
ever.
have been a mistake.
But I want to tell you a word to the wise for anyone listening. Even if I'm right, you never disagree with a woman. That's just bad business. You never do that, guys. I'm just saying, keep that
Someone
to yourself. Always
someone is
disagree
talking
with
from
me. And they
experience.
just disagree with me. Just let's go with that.
So I wanted to share with you guys, for those of you who are, I don't know who is here new to my channel or not, but I just wanted to share with you real quick something where you can find the stuff. And then I'm going to go to this internal meeting. So for those of you, we have internal meeting with the members where everyone is there also with video, and we're discussing their own trades questions. We will go through my stuff, what I've been discussing with the busy lifestyle and so forth. And yeah, definitely something you can learn from. So if you are new on my website, you can find free courses, some of my free stuff here. And you have here one free course, you have technical analysis, reopening stocks, crypto, and also a couple of educational short videos. Those are very good to watch. And I'm preparing something new, like I mentioned in the beginning, with something how to grow a small account and so forth. That would be very, very interesting and useful. So thank you so much for joining, everyone. And Doug, it was a pleasure to talk to you. Have a great weekend, and we will be back here, guys, next Friday, same time.
Sounds good. Nice to see everyone. It was a pleasure. I'll see you soon.
See you. Bye.